There is a brutal truth most people never dare to face. We fall not because life is too merciless, but because our minds are too easily shaken. We let criticism wound us, let betrayal break us, let fear lead us, instead of mastering our own path. Machiavelli, the master of cold, strategic thought, recognized this centuries ago. He understood that real strength does not come from the body or from luck. It comes from the ability to command the mind. In this video, you will step into a world of 7 ruthless lessons, principles that shaped rulers, forged individuals no one could manipulate, no one could break. If you are tired of being rattled by insults, crushed by failure, or steered by your own emotions, then this is the wake-up call you need. Prepare yourself. You are about to learn what is not meant for the weak. And once you understand it, no one, not even the world itself, will be able to touch you. Number 1. Control the narrative. I have lived long enough to understand a harsh truth. The world does not reward those with pure hearts, but those who know how to shape the perception of the crowd. Throughout my life, I have observed people, from commoners and merchants to kings, and I realized they don't judge with reason, but with eyes. Power does not begin with truth. It begins with how you present yourself to the world. Humans judge faster than they think. They look at your posture, your expression, your gaze, your presence, long before they listen to a single word you say. They create a story about you before you ever get the chance to present the truth. And most of the time, it is the story in their heads, not the truth, that drives their actions. That is why the wise never allow others to define them. They write the story themselves, craft their own image, seize control of the first impression. You may be kind, intelligent, noble, but if you appear hesitant, I guarantee the world will label you as weak. Conversely, if you hold a calm gaze, stand tall, and speak less but speak decisively, people will assign strength to you naturally. Actual power matters less than the power they believe you possess. I have seen lords lose battles, not because they lacked soldiers, but because they allowed fear to surface in a single critical moment. One brief tremor in their eyes was enough to plant doubt in the hearts of their men. You see, power does not belong to the strongest. It belongs to the one who convinces others he is strong. So what does it mean to control the narrative? It means staying silent when ordinary men scramble to defend themselves. It means letting others guess instead of explaining. It means understanding that uncontrolled speech is the enemy of authority. You must learn to let your presence speak louder than your words. I once wrote, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see, but few can touch." And what I meant was this: people trust appearances because they are easy to grasp. The truth inside is too complex, too vague, too difficult for them. Therefore, a ruler, or anyone seeking strength, must sculpt their outward image as a master carver shapes raw stone. You do not need to say you are confident. You only need to look confident. You do not need to swear that you are strong. You only need to refuse to tremble under another's gaze. When you control the story others create about you, you do more than shield yourself from judgment. You place yourself in the position to lead. For the one who writes the story is the one who owns real power. Number 2. Detach from emotion. Humans often believe that emotions make them more human. They showcase sadness as a badge of authenticity, flash their anger as proof of pride, and treat emotional vulnerability as a sign of courage. But I have observed humanity all my life, and I can state with certainty, the one who exposes their emotions is the one willingly placing their neck into another's noose. I have watched strong men fall not because of weapons, but because a foolish insult ignited a rage they could not control. I have seen wise men become blind because of a worthless favor. And I have witnessed powerful rulers destroy entire strategies simply because they allowed pity to rule them. That is why I say, emotion is the only doorway through which others can enter to rule over you. Whereas people believe they are reacting naturally, but in truth they react out of habit, out of base instinct, following predictable patterns that any cunning mind can exploit. A person who angers easily is easily manipulated. A person who is easily hurt is easily controlled. A person who empathizes too quickly is easily used. And once someone can predict your reactions, the game is already over. You are no longer a player. You have become a piece on the board. So I teach you something the majority will never be able to do. Stand apart from your own emotions. Do not let anger push you into foolish action. Do not let sorrow make you forget the necessity of survival. Do not let fear curl you into a corner when it is time to advance. Observe your emotions. The way a king stands upon the fortress walls, watching the chaotic masses below. You see them, but they cannot touch you. You hear their screams, but those screams do not dictate your choices. You know they exist, but you do not allow them to command you. That is the dividing line between the ruler and the ruled. I once wrote, "The wise do at once what fools wait until necessity forces them to do." This applies not only to great decisions, but to the inner world as well. Fools let their emotions tear them apart before attempting to regain control. The wise observe from the beginning, maintain composure like a cold blade poised for the right moment to strike. Detaching from emotion is not becoming numb. It is the art of using emotion as a weapon, unsheathed only when needed, hidden away, but when it becomes dangerous. You feel, but you do not obey. You hurt, but the pain does not blind you. You love, but love does not turn you into a fool. When you reach this level of mastery, the world cannot shake you. No insult can pierce you. No betrayal can ruin you. No challenge can drag you into despair. You become a being separated from chaos, a cold mind in a heated world, a steady soul where others crumble. And when that happens, you are not merely strong. You become dangerous. Number 3. Expect betrayal. Place your trust in strategy. I have lived long enough to understand that no wound is deeper than the one inflicted by someone close. A stranger cannot stab you in the back. Only those to whom you offer your back have the chance. Thus, betrayal is not a surprise. It is the natural outcome of human nature. People shift according to their interests. Today they praise you because you provide what they need. Tomorrow, when their interests turn elsewhere, they will abandon you without a blink. You may call it betrayal. I call it the survival instinct of the weak. I have witnessed kings put their absolute trust in their confidants, only to be poisoned by the very hands they favored. I have seen warriors swear lifelong loyalty, yet for a small promise whispered by the enemy, they willingly sold everything. Humans are not loyal to you. They are loyal to their own needs. And here lies what naive men refuse to accept. Loyalty is not a virtue. It is a temporary condition. Once you understand this, you no longer rage when betrayed. You do not hurt, do not collapse, do not ask, "What?" You simply nod, as though watching rain fall in its rightful season. I once wrote, "Promises are made by the needs of the past, but they are broken by the needs of the present." That is the iron law of human nature. And the intelligent ruler builds defensive structures based on this reality. So I teach you something ruthless but necessary. Do not bet on loyalty. Bet on structure and strategy. Those who live by emotion will be crushed by truths they refuse to see. Those who live by intellect will always remain standing because they prepare for the worst even while living in the best. Plan as if anyone could betray you. Prepare your escape as if the door behind you could slam shut at any moment. Build systems so that even if everyone turns their back on you, you will not collapse. This is not pessimism. This is the pinnacle of proactiveness. When you expect betrayal, you do not live in fear. You live in sharp awareness. You see the signs others overlook, the shifting gaze, the excessive compliments, the unusual silence, the exploitative behavior, the attitude that changes with circumstance. To the unprepared, these things are a dark blur beyond understanding. To you, the one who has learned to see the world with a cold eye, they are data. And that data allows you to move before the attack comes, withdraw before the betrayal arrives, strike before the deception is set. The wise do not resent humans for their capacity to betray. They simply adjust their way of existence so they cannot be harmed by it. When you place trust in strategy instead of people, you are never overthrown. You are never shattered by the instability of human nature. You become a silent force, unchanged by betrayal, strengthened by it. And by then, betrayal ceases to be something you fear. It becomes a signal, a warning, a part of the game you have learned to play better than anyone. Number 4. Maintain a calm exterior. Think with a cold mind. Power does not always lie in swords, armies, or thrones. There is a quieter, far more unsettling kind of power, the power of one who never reveals the chaos inside. Throughout my life, I have watched countless leaders fail, not because they were weak, but because they revealed weakness. A single moment of panic is enough for enemies to see the cracks. The one who remains calm in the storm makes the entire world wary. Understand this. Calmness is the mask that hides a cold mind, and that mask alone can shake opponents. People distrust what they cannot read. An angry man is easy to understand. He exposes everything through his outburst. A trembling man is predictable. He confesses his weakness through every movement. But a silent man, eyes steady, breath even, that is the one who unsettles others, because they cannot prepare for what they cannot guess. The greatest fear is not what we see, but what we cannot anticipate. I once said, a ruler must learn that he cannot always be gentle. I did not mean cruelty. I meant the ability to detach emotion from decision. A ruler must sometimes think like a predator, calm as the night, yet sharp as a blade. Observe the creatures of the forest. The lion roars to display its strength. But the leopard does not roar. It watches, hides, then strikes only when certain of victory. Its calmness is its weapon. Learn from it. When those around you panic, remain still. When they argue in heated voices, keep your tone slow and certain. When they provoke you to react, smile faintly. In the moment you refuse to participate in chaos, you become the gravitational center of the entire room. The impulsive act out of emotion. The calm control the situation. Staying calm does not mean you are not thinking. On the contrary, calmness allows you to think deeper and sharper than anyone else. A chaotic mind cannot see strategy. A cold mind can see every move behind the curtain. I teach you this. Do not let others see you calculating, but let them feel you are always in control. Your calm expression is the wall they cannot decipher. Your cold, steady, concise voice forces them to adjust themselves before daring to confront you. Calmness is not merely a weapon, it is a silent warning. Anyone who sees your steady gaze amid chaos will understand that you know something they do not. That is how you sow fear without threats, authority without volume. When you master this art, you become a force difficult to predict, impossible to break. A silent shadow in the storm, a cold mind in a shallow world. Number 5. Hold power in silence. Throughout my life observing those who gained power and those who lost it, I discovered a truth only a select few are perceptive enough to grasp. The strongest person in the room is not the one who speaks the loudest, but the one whose silent presence forces everyone else to think about him. Humans fear the void. They fear uncertainty. They fear what is left unsaid. And for this reason, silence is the purest form of power. It forces others to fill the emptiness with their own fear and speculation. I have seen many who wear the costume of authority, yet never stop talking, revealing every thought, every intention, every weakness, just to gain cheap approval. They believe the speaking more proves intelligence. But in those very words, they hand others the map to their mind. The one who talks too much builds the walls, opens the doors, and then hands the keys to the enemy. The silent one forces the world to guess, and in that guessing, power is born. People always try to understand the one they cannot read. And when they cannot understand him, fear begins to grow. Let me tell you a secret of rulers. Silence is not the absence of words. It is the strategy of controlling the space. Every moment you do not speak is a moment others are forced to reveal themselves. In your silence, they speak for you. In your silence, they expose their intentions. In your silence, they unveil their fears. I once watched a lord win an entire negotiation simply by sitting still, saying nothing, staring calmly at his opponent. The opponent, unable to endure the ambiguity, began defending himself, explaining things unasked, and ultimately surrendering, simply because he feared what he did not hear. People believe words carry meaning, but sometimes silence is the truer voice. Remember, every time you explain yourself, you step 1 foot down from the throne. Explanation is the act of someone who needs approval. The powerful do not need to be understood. They only need to be respected. When you stay silent in the face of insult, the offender fears he has erred. When you stay silent before praise, the flatterer wonders whether he succeeded or was dismissed. When you stay silent before threats, the one threatening must question what you are preparing. Silence makes them battle their own mind before they ever battle you. But understand this: silence is power only when it is intentional. The silence of the weak is fear. The silence of the strong is warning. Speak when you seek victory, and stay silent when you seek control. For in the end, power does not belong to the one who makes the most noise, but to the one who forces others to quiet themselves, to listen to what has not been said. Number 6. The art of absence. In the world of power, I discovered a paradox ordinary men never understand. Constant presence weakens your value, while deliberate absence makes you dangerous. Humans crave what they cannot have, worship what they rarely see, and fear what they cannot grasp. Thus, the refined ruler never throws himself into the crowd. He appears like thunder, rare, sudden, impossible to ignore, and disappears like shadow, leaving behind a void so large that people cannot stop wondering. I have observed many lords make a fatal mistake. They believe that to be loved, they must always be present, always smiling, always interacting, always explaining. But the more they show up, the more ordinary they become. Familiarity is the poison that destroys the aura of power. Understand this: no one respects the sun when it hangs overhead every day, but they tremble when it disappears for too long. The right absence creates myth. When you withdraw at the proper moment, others begin to imagine. Where are you? What are you thinking? What are you preparing? Did you leave out of anger, out of disdain, or because you are calculating something greater? The power you hold is born in the empty space of those unanswered questions. I once wrote, "Men are driven more by the fear of losing something than by love." Absence triggers both. Those who are genuine fear losing your presence. Those who are false fear losing the benefits that come with you. Both fears serve your authority. Remember this principle of rulership. The strong never stay among the crowd for too long. He appears only to make an impact and disappears so that the impact may spread. Absence also functions as a true mirror. It reflects the nature of others. Those who seek you in your silence are the ones who matter. Those who forget you when you vanish are the ones you should never keep. Those who become confused, fearful, or angry at your absence are the ones dependent on you. Without confronting anyone, you have identified them. Without questioning anyone, you have understood their hearts. Engrave this: absence is never escape. Absence is what turns your return into an event. When you appear too often, your presence becomes obvious. When you appear selectively, your presence becomes power. Learn to make yourself something unpredictable, something that cannot be summoned at will, something that cannot be obtained too easily. The one who is too accessible is dismissed. The one who is hard to reach is respected. And the one who cannot be predicted is feared. Arrive when you need to shake the room. Disappear when you need the room to remember your absence. Because in the end, your value is not measured by how often you are present, but by how empty others feel when you are not there. Number 7. Master the mind, master everything. Of all the battles humanity must face, the most brutal one does not take place on a battlefield, nor in a palace, nor between kings and traitors. It takes place inside one's own mind. What you think, what you believe, what you allow to occupy your mind, will determine the entire course of your life. I have seen men with mighty armies defeated by invisible fear. I have seen intelligent men collapse under self-destructive doubt. And I have seen the unskilled, the powerless, the insignificant rise to dominate the world simply because they possessed one thing others lacked: absolute command over their own mind. Understand this: no one can defeat the man who has already conquered himself. He who cannot command his thoughts cannot command his actions. He who cannot command his actions cannot command his habits. He who cannot command his habits cannot command his destiny. The mind is the first throne you must seize. If you fail there, every other throne is meaningless. I once wrote, "To understand how intelligent a ruler is, look at the people he chooses to keep around him." But few truly grasp what I meant. I was not speaking only of courtiers. I was speaking of the thoughts you allow to remain inside your own mind. If your mind is filled with fears, you will act like one being hunted. If your mind is filled with doubts, you will always stand on the sidelines of your own life. If your mind is filled with noise, you will never hear the voice of strategy. Observe your thoughts the way a king inspects his soldiers. Weak thoughts, eliminate them. Chaotic thoughts, discipline them. Treacherous thoughts, expel them. Keep only the thoughts that serve your domination. The mind must be a domain where only you hold absolute rule. If you let emotions wander within it, they will become rebels. If you allow fear to reside too long, it will become a usurper. If you allow others to plant doubt in you, then your mind has been conquered without you realizing it. But when you master the mind, when you direct your thoughts as one commands an elite army, you become untouchable. No insult can reach you. No scheme can shake you. No failure can bring you down. You do not need the world to be less chaotic. You only need your mind to be orderly. For I tell you this truth, the one who conquers his own mind has nothing left in the world to fear. You no longer chase peace, you become peace. And when you reach that state, no one, no words, no events, no betrayals can touch you. You walk through the world like a silent fortress, no noise, no display, yet everyone recognizes this is a mind the world cannot defeat. In the end, Machiavelli reminds us of one thing. Mental strength is not granted. It is forged in silence, in discipline, and in the ruthless choices others lack the courage to make. When you apply these 7 lessons, you do not merely become stronger, you become untouchable. No one controls your emotions anymore. No event can destroy you. You become the one who decides the direction, the rhythm, and the destiny of your own life. But remember, understanding the lesson is not enough. Strength comes only when you dare to practice it every day. Become the observer and the ruler of your own mind. Grow dangerous in silence. And let the world notice that change without a single word from you. If this video awakened in you the will to rise and reclaim control, press like to affirm your commitment. Subscribe to continue walking the path toward building an unbreakable mind. Share this video with someone who needs it. And remember, when you master the mind, you master everything.